Guys and girls, if you're still hearing, call me tomorrow, let me talk to my wife, or I just need a few days to think about it, way too often, and then you just set up a follow up like a good little agent, stop. You're literally handing them the easiest way out. These aren't real objections, they're fear in disguise. And today we're fixing that for good so you stop booking ghost appointments and start actually closing more apps consistently. If you're new here, I'm Ryan Vallett, your FEXPERT or final expense expert, and I've been grinding in life insurance sales in just about every niche for over 4 years now. We run a free lead agency where you can actually work from the comfort of your own home, hell in no pants if that's what you're into. If you are serious about joining and becoming a master at telesales over the phone, click the link in the description to see if we're a good fit. I can assure you we are no BS and just a real opportunity with leads that actually close. First thing is, if you're getting these calls regularly, go back and listen to your calls. What I mean is these objections don't pop up out of nowhere. You're probably missing something early, maybe not building enough of the why at the beginning, or not stacking enough micro yeses, or jumping straight into price without finding the real need. These stalls do happen, but they really shouldn't be your default expectation. Fix the front end, and the back end then gets easier. Now, here is the big truth. All these objections, call me tomorrow, talk to the spouse, need to think about it, are basically the same thing. It's not logic. It's actually fear, uncertainty, avoidance dressed up. It's avoidance dressed up as being responsible. Most agents hear it and go, cool, I'll call you Thursday, thinking they're just being polite and non-pushy. But I have to ask you something. How many of those people actually pick up when you call back? We've tracked it, and it's really less than 10% show up for that follow-up. The rest just ghost you. You booked a bullshit appointment with someone who's too nice to just say no. So if you want to close more, stop setting these fake appointments and start addressing the real issue head on. Listen closely, because this is a simple 3-step process that works. Acknowledge, isolate, and then solve. Step 1 is to acknowledge. Don't fight it. Lean in. Make them feel heard right away. Use word tracks like, I totally get it. You want to think about it? That makes perfect sense. Or talking to your wife is smart. Family decisions like this should be made together. Lower their guard. If you argue or push too hard here, they'll dig in. Acknowledge is the first step, and then the resistance drops. Step 2 now is to isolate. This is where most agents quit. You gotta dig for the real blocker. Ask one curious question like, help me understand what's really making you want to wait until tomorrow. Or for the spouse, what exactly do you want to run by her that we haven't actually covered yet? They'll usually spill the truth and then say, well, I need to check the budget, or she handles all the money stuff, or I just want to make sure the company's legit. And now you know the actual objection, not the stall. Step 3 is you have to solve it and then pivot to a small commitment today. If it's the spouse, then totally understand. So quick question, have you and your wife ever talked about getting life insurance before? They say yes 90% of the time. And so would she agree that this is something important to actually have in place for the family? Again, it's generally a yes. Yeah, that makes sense. So just out of curiosity, if you talk to her right now and she said, go ahead and get it, would you move forward with this today? That's not being pushy. You're just being real. Helping them to confront the fear, then pivot. Let's do this. Let's get something small locked in today so your family's protected no matter what. Once you talk to her, if she wants to bump it up or switch anything, we can adjust it together. I'm always here for you. Is that fair enough? Now, if they say it's budget or money, just say, so help me understand what's really going on that's making you want to wait. Yeah, I get it. When we talked earlier, you said your budget was right around $75 a month, right? Is it because you were actually looking for more coverage than what we talked about earlier? Or is $75 just not really feeling all that comfortable right now? If they say more coverage, then super easy. So it's important to understand that when it comes to life insurance, it starts with your age. And I'm already looking at the cheapest carriers in the state. Options will only get more expensive the longer you wait. Your age only goes up every year. If we get something smaller locked in so your family's protected right now, we can always increase it if you feel like maybe you can afford more down the road. Does that sound good? If they say no or hesitate, so be honest with me. Did I do something wrong or miss something on my end? To this, they almost always say no. You did great. I just. Now you find out the real issue and you're back in control. Then you use your normal clothes. Let's figure out what you're comfortable with right now. We can always upgrade or get more coverage later, but at least you have the coverage in place so your family's not left taking out a loan in the end. Most of these people aren't asking for time, they're asking for permission to feel confident. And you are that permission. You're the guide. Your job isn't to respect their process by walking away. It's to help them through the fear so they don't abandon their family unprotected. If they push back again, loop it. Go right back. Look, Tom, I totally get it. What's going to happen between now and then that'll actually change things? Oh, I want to talk to my daughter too. So what do you want to make sure she agrees with? I just want her to be on the same page. If she says yes, what would you do? Well, I'd move forward. Do you think she would rather you left her with at least some money, or would she rather to have to do a GoFundMe? A logical person and a real prospect will say, no, I don't want her to have to go through that. I'm sure she'd rather actually have something. Your response is perfect. So let's make sure we can get approved for something small today. If your daughter says no, we adjust it. But right now, let's make sure the family's taken care of. Is that fair enough? Remember, try to always overcome 3 times. If they seem like they're getting pissed after the first or second time, then you can back off, of course. If they hang up on you, let them cool for a few days and then call them again. They won't remember. The most common mistake I see is agents stop at step 1. They acknowledge, then fold. Don't push through politely, but firmly. And if it truly feels like they're just too nice to say no, get blunt. Use it sparingly, but it works. So when someone has to think about it, it means there's an issue. Did I do something wrong here? They say, no, you did great. Okay, cool. So if we set this appointment, you're not just going to ghost me, right? I have a lot of people that I help every day, and I really don't want to take that slot away from somebody if you're not serious. Or you can simply go the nuclear option when you know it's not fluff. I just want to make sure, Mary, do you truly want to protect your family, or are you just too nice to tell me no right now? Even if they admit they don't want to say no, at least you're not wasting your time booking a no-show appointment. It's always better to know. Bitter truth, 99% of these stalls aren't calling back. They'll slide right back into their comfort zone unprotected. But if you care enough to ask deeper, if you have the guts to lean in instead of back off, you actually win. Not just the sale, but their trust, their respect, and most importantly, their family's protection. Do me a favor, guys. If this helped, smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and drop a comment. What's the worst stall objection you've heard lately? If you have any specific questions, don't be afraid to drop a comment on that too, or shoot me an email at rykohaveitall@gmail.com. And remember this, successful people make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Unsuccessful people do the opposite. See you guys in the next one.